Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with airline cancellation, delays, and other airport nightmares that you may or may have not encountered in your travels, but you want to have these tips available just in case if they do happen, you're able to address them. Unfortunately, a lot of these issues are self-inflicted because of the way we react to them. These situations when they come, or some of these are behavioral issues. We just want to bring these things to your attention so that way you know how to deal with them and you guys understand why things happen. So without further ado, let's just get into the first issue. Okay, I want to talk about airline cancellations and delays, but particularly I want to focus on one particular reason for that, and that is the shortage of pilots. Prior to the pandemic, globally we were short on pilots, and even afterwards we were still short on pilots. How we're going to fix this problem, I have no idea. Flying is very expensive, and then not just that, it's just getting the interest in people to go out into this career field is another thing. I don't know what the solution is going to be to fix this problem, but basically, this is one of the reasons why we're going to have these cancellation delays is because when you look at pilots, according to their licensing, the commercial airline license that they hold, you can only fly the max 1,000 hours of flight time per year. If you're talking to pilots averaging about 12 to 16 hours a day, that eats up pretty quick. And you're talking, you have, the Easter holidays where a lot of people are traveling. You have summer, a lot of people are traveling, and then you have the Thanksgiving into Christmas. People are traveling, heavily. So you're going to have a lot of flights. A lot of the airlines are going to add in additional flights for people to travel on top of the normal travel routes that they're going to do. That eats in a lot. 1,000 hours eats in pretty quickly. So with the shortage of pilots and plus the flight routes that they have to do, they'll see the 1,000 hours fairly quickly. So they got to put a lot of downtime for these guys so they don't overdo it, because if they overdo 1,000, they're down. They can't fly. They can't violate that license. So that's something we have to understand about that. Then getting the crew together. I don't know what the policy is for the rest of the cabin crew as far as this, the stewardess and stuff like that. What are their required hours? That's going to be probably a airline policy. But in terms of the flight crew, they have to stick to that, and that's with the FAA. So understand these are possibly the reasons why these cancellation delays are happening. Okay, and the next one we're going to talk about is getting bumped off of flights. And that number of reasons people get bumped off of flights. One is because they overbook, because they was anticipating people canceling. Another reason is because they have a flight crew member from another airline they got to get to another destination, and they need room, so they got to bump someone off. Just understand that Department of Transportation came out with regulations. I will throw that link in the description box so that way you are properly compensated for that inconvenience. Now, if there's an issue with that, you need to get that airline personnel's name, date, time, all the information you can gather, what was said and all that, and file a complaint with the Department of Transportation, not with the airline, but with the Department of Transportation, because they will investigate this matter. Sometimes they'll just, unfortunately, some people do some sneaky stuff. They'll tell you some lies just to get rid of you and not give you the full benefit that you deserve. But know your full-blown rights per Department of Transportation what you're entitled to in regards to you getting bumped off. If they're rude about it, then, like I said, document all that stuff and just, CYA your situations. That way, you get properly compensated. I'm going to talk about something that's going to piss a lot of people off, and I'm just going to let you guys know I don't care if you get pissed off about it, because this is true, and this is what pisses a lot of passengers off, is other passengers' behaviors. Especially the entitled behaviors, like you're all that in a bag of chips. This has got to stop. When you're on the aircraft, you are going by the flight rules. Okay? This, my right that, got to stop. You're not entitled to crap on that plane. You follow what the aircraft rules are, period. And this is all about safety. This is all about, we need to have this done so that way we can, move peacefully and quietly and with no problems. Okay, if there's an issue, work with the flight crew to resolve these issues. That's all. No one's trying to oppress you or anything like that, but you're on the airline. And if you don't like the service, you can take your bags and get off the airline and leave it at that, and don't have to fly, and you can make a complaint about it. But a lot of people get into their feelings and want to be an entitled little brat and show their little what, and then guess what happens? Cops get involved. And when the cops come and you still acting the way you acting, guess what? Plane got to get deported. Now you pissed off all the passengers over your behavior. And then you're going to get arrested. Oh, let me break this down. Not only are you going to get arrested and charged for whatever criminal charge you're going to get charged with, you're going to get civilly charged. You're going to get charged for the fuel, the time on that tarmac, everybody's salary for that time frame, or actually the whole time frame for that whole flight, everything. You're going to get charged that, and that's usually ranging anywhere at a minimum about $50,000 to $60,000 and up. That's going to be your civil fine, because the FAA ain't tolerating any of this type of negative behavior. They are getting strict on this. They are tired of it. So you acting like a little brat talking about what I'm entitled to do. I'm not going to do this, and that. It's going to get you in a world. It's going to get you in a world of hurt. Not to mention, not only banned from the airlines, but they're putting out bills. They're going to put you on a no-fly list. Which, personally speaking, yeah, it needs to be done. Because too much of this stuff is happening. And it's getting ridiculous. And it's inconveniencing other people who want to go and enjoy their vacation. Not because someone got some type of feeling going on. Because she feel like they're the princess. They're better than a freaking body else on the goddamn plane. They want to act out in their emotions. Now, everybody's freaking vacation gets ruined because they got to deboard. They're going to have to miss their connecting flight because of this drama show, which was stupid. Because all they say is, could you please turn off your cell phone? Because it interferes with communication between the pilot and the tower. We need to take off. Something that simple you want to get in your goddamn feelings about. Or are you able to assist us when we have an emergency, since you're sitting in an emergency exit and you want to say, no, I'm just going to sit here and want to be a little prick. Those are the things I'm talking about. So this is like the entitled, stupid behavior people want to do just to show their little ass. And I ain't got no problems if they put them on a no-fly list. They get charged civilly because you're ruining everybody else's trip. And for that, there's got to be some repercussions for that. Major repercussions. Because these people spent their hard-earned money to go on this trip. They people have saved a lot of their savings for these trips, not to be ruined. So I don't want to hear about your rights at that point, because your rights has violated everybody else's rights on this plane. And if everybody else can follow the rules, you should be able to do the same thing. And if you don't like the rules, you have the right to pick yourself up and leave that aircraft. But you chose not to. But you want to cause a disruption in that. So you know what? Let all that punishment happen to you when it happens. I have no sympathy. In closing, there's things we can do to manage these obstacles that happen, but we need to have self-control within ourselves to be able to manage these things. And sometimes, we're able to do it, and sometimes we're not able to do it. Knowing rules and regulations, that can help us, but also we need to have self-control. We need to have the proper mannerisms and just be cool with everybody. That's how I make my life easy with flights. If things happen, I don't get mad about it because I understand these things happen. I just say, what is the remedy to this issue? How can I get back on this flight? How can we solve these things? I like to work with them instead of working against them in order to solve these things. So learn how to work with them. Don't yell at them because they're dealing with enough pain in the ass issues as it is. Try to work with them. They're being overflowed. If they say, hey, just go over there, let them work it out. Okay? If you like the video, hit the like button, comment, subscribe to the channel, and I'll check you guys out later.